Welcome to the Body Love Summit, where we're having real conversations about everything from body shame to body love with some amazing women who are using their expertise to revolutionize the body image movement. We are so happy that you are here today. Joining me today is Jacqueline Rimmer, branding specialist and creative director who matches your genius with your brand. Jacqueline will help you find your sweet spot. Welcome, Jacqueline.
Thanks so much for having me, Crystal.
Yay!
It's very exciting.
Yes, and I am a huge fan of Jacqueline, and I'm a huge fan of Jacqueline's work. So that is one of the reasons that I've asked Jacqueline to join us. And I know that what Jacqueline does fit with sort of this path of body love and self-love. So maybe you can talk to us a little bit more about what does it look like when you're doing your work as a branding specialist and creative director?
Well, as a branding specialist and creative director, what that essentially means for me and what I do, I've created a system that really, I noticed that there was a big gap in the marketplace, and where it was actually branding was something that was kind of, people didn't really understand, and a lot of entrepreneurs, there was a disconnect with their brand and their business essentially too, and really understanding like the fundamental basics of how to create strong visual solutions. And I noticed this when I worked for several advertising agencies, and they weren't really connecting that with small businesses either. So, and charging an exorbitant amount of money. So the more I got into really helping entrepreneurs connect with who they are and their business, the more I realized the significant, like, revolution. You're talking about a revolution,
yeah,
but just how significant it really is. And I'm just like, my heart's racing because I'm so passionate about, I really am on a mission to help creative entrepreneurs really connect with who they are, with their business. And just, so I created this system that really helps people to hone in on their sweet spot and just, become so close and in love with their business, basically in love with themselves and their business. Is just like a win-win situation because they actually get closer to who they are and their skills, and really understand the value that they bring to the marketplace and the industry that they're in, and connecting to their customers and clients on a much deeper level.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I have felt that power of what you do. I have, Jacqueline has done my logo for me, and she's worked on other projects like for my business. And I have felt that power of being able to pull out your own unique nature and like one's own unique nature, and how good that can make you feel then, how confident you can feel as a small business owner putting yourself out there into the world when you really know that your messaging is really fitting with who you are and your mission.
Yes.
Yeah, it
absolutely.
Really,
wow.
Yeah.
That means a lot to me, Crystal. That's great. That's great.
That's
I suspected
true.
that, but
yeah, no, it's
I know we've talked about this before, but that's really nice to hear.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
So, just for everybody watching, so where is we kind of touched on it a bit, but is there a spot where, or a place where you really see the self-love and body love work coming into what you do?
Absolutely. It really is all about self-discovery, isn't it? And getting closer to who you really are. And branding is no different. And well, the branding nowadays, especially like branding 50 years ago, is far different than branding now, especially if you're an online entrepreneur and, putting your best you forward and really showing people who you are. That really is kind of like the crystallization of, showing, just basically kind of getting yourself out there and showing people who you are, making yourself likable and lovable, because let's face it, you are. And you're a genius with what you do. And I'm so passionate about really allowing people, giving people permission to step into that and claiming that space, and just to kind of put themselves in front of their client and their customers in a way that they can actually be seen.
Yeah, that was so powerful. That was so powerful what you just said, that that you're giving permission. And actually one of my friends who's a life coach is like, that's what I do as like all day long, is just give people permission. As it ends up being the thing to just be themselves. And that's exactly what you're saying too, is
yes,
I'm going to give you permission to step out and fully be yourself in your business. And that is only going to help your business more.
Yeah, that's right. It does. And I think that just that whole journey when you're first starting out and really doing this kind of work, this deep branding work, and it's, you know, it's deep work, but it's not like people get a little bit spooked. It's not like you sit there for months meditating and, you know, I have a process and system and a guide that I work with, and I work with you one-on-one. And so we create the branding foundation together. But I really think that it's just one of those things where people, once they do that, then they realize, they kind of claim it, move into that space, and, you know, been given permission, and they thrive because they have all the tools, they have everything. Because if you have your, you know, your skill set and you know, your talents and gifts and all that you bring together, but then there's not really that soul behind it, or that understanding, or that connect, there'd be a disconnect there. And so if you're not really owning your business, you know, I kind of call it like you're really owning your business when you put your heart and soul in it, who you are, you're totally infusing you into it, then that's when it really comes alive. Yeah. People see there's a soul. People come to your website and they see their soul. I mean, I go to your website, Crystal, and I see it totally is you. And, you know, it's like you're putting the best of you forward, although you're always amazing. So regardless, that's really obvious. So yeah.
Well, and I think that's exactly it. Is like, there's this feeling of owning it and being yourself gives you this confidence to just step out in your business. Like, I think that connection there is that feeling confident about who you are, getting connected back to yourself really can help you step out in your business. So as, you know, if there's entrepreneurs watching this, you know, as well, like they can, body love and self-love definitely go hand in hand with being able to operate your business, you know, in the most successful way.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And that's one thing that I really suffered from as a child, and as an adult too, is like low self-esteem. And it wasn't until I stumbled upon the realization that it was actually when I started to do yoga. Yeah. and then of course what I was doing already with what I do as a graphic designer and web designer. And I realized this is actually helping my creative work. Yeah. I'm actually more creative and have so many more ideas. And, you know, it just was kind of like one of those aha moments that I just love myself more. I'm happier. My relationships are thriving, or at least I have like a greater visibility and clarity around it and where I'm going. And I've got more enthusiasm. Maybe it's the serotonin. I don't know what the heck it is. It's like there's something juicy chemicals flowing.
Yeah, for sure.
So it was one of those things that I just felt like I couldn't live without, you know, exercise, yoga, especially because it's the type of exercise that really helps you go inward. But so kudos to you for doing this, because it's amazing work. But yeah, it's just that it's all really intertwined and connected. And by digging deep with what I help, you know, guide my clients to do, that's very similar, just without the sweat. Yeah.
Well, and I think that's like the beautiful part is if you're not feeling confident, if there is some stuff going on for you in terms of self-doubt, lack of confidence, that kind of stuff, it just can take up your energy and limited brain space and time thinking and worrying about those kind of things, versus being able to just be out in the world and just be and do your thing and do, you know, carry out your mission and carry out the mission of your business. If you're constantly being distracted by, you know, and I felt it before too, where I was so hard for me to look at my yoga videos that I had shot to make them into DVDs and edit them and stuff. But, you know, there was a process that I went through there that really got me to a place where I could look at them and then, but it's so true. Like the body love and self-love, you know, aspect can really hold you back from being able to do your business. And it's why it's so important to stay in that confident zone. And I mean, it's all a journey. We're never going to always be confident and all that stuff, but just honoring that and doing what you can to stay in that zone.
Yeah. It's true though. Like and I was thinking about this the other day too, because I have two clients that, are really, have a hard time. Like a lot of clients do, they're no different than many, but, trying to get over that hurdle and just kind of feeling resistant to going a little bit deeper. And you don't really even have to go that deep and to really have some of your gifts and talents and things that to kind of bubble up to the surface that some people don't really kind of go that deep. And so again, I was just thinking, like the road to transformation really is by just digging a little deeper. Sometimes you just got to chip the surface and a lot is revealed. And so, with what I do, and I guess with what you do, obviously is, that transformation and a lot of, aha moments and, can be revealed too, I think by just going that little bit deeper and just asking some questions and, make a list of things that you love to do and, or that you love about yourself, even better. What are 50 things you love about yourself?
Yeah.
That's actually a really good starting place.
So that's kind of the way that you bring in, what's a typical way that you bring in the body love, self-love, aspect into the work that you do?
Well, it is essentially that. It's just asking. I have a series of questions and some visualizations that I actually help that I've formulated that help my clients, just go to that place of, asking the right questions of, where do they want to go? I mean, it's not me telling them. It's just asking the questions that they can just answer honestly and to get crystal clear, visual and their own authenticity, and really, really fully embracing that. Because, once you really see that mirror, because I kind of provide a mirror that's just I kind of hold it up for people to see their beauty, but also see their gifts and talents and their flippin' genius, because they are amazing. Everyone is.
Yes.
You wouldn't be doing it. You would not be in business if you weren't a genius in your industry, quite honestly. And so for them to see that, it's quite remarkable. Sometimes it's just, I
have felt it. I have felt that power of what you do because, you're like, I have this idea, and you take it to Jacqueline, and then like you get back, your logo or whatever it is, and you're just like, how did she manage to pull this all out of my mind and like make it into this thing that just represents it? And it does. It gives you the confidence to now go out there, and it's so important. It's so important. Like makes such a difference. Yeah. So in terms of an action item that people could go away and kind of look at bringing into or starting to take some steps that they can bring this self-love, body love aspect into maybe looking at their business and their branding, what would you recommend? Yeah,
I mean, I do recommend just really, like whether or not you're in business or not, it's just really critical to just ask questions, just like what I was saying about make a list of 50 things that you love about yourself. What do you really love to do? Period. Yeah. Like that's another thing. That's actually an exercise that not knowing like, what's my life purpose? Like, what am I meant to do? Yeah. Is my life purpose, correlated with, my career? But just when I made my list of 50 things that I would love to do, like, and not even thinking about, for instance, is it possible?
Yeah. Yeah.
So by eliminating what you think is possible, the whole rational thought, and just make a list of what I love about myself, not even really kind of going there. No judgment, no filter, just write it all down of what you would love to do. Yeah. And you'll see, you can extract a very, just keywords or key things about yourself that is who you are. And it's such a simple exercise, but it is quite revealing. So I think a lot of people really getting a lot out of it, and it's just ridiculously simple. I know.
Yeah.
But
No, I think that's beautiful, right? Like, simple actions mean they're really doable, and we need them to be doable for them to be helpful. So yeah, I think that's a beautiful suggestion.
Thanks, Crystal.
Yeah. Okay. Well, is there any other last messages that you would like to share before we sign off?
Well, I think people really need to know and really need to hear that everyone has a genius. And that is one that's on such a mission to really help to create clear and crystal clear authenticity and for people, and to really, like I said, was saying, like giving them a mirror to really see and reflect back to them who they are. And, I think that we get caught up in the day to day and the doing. And I think we don't tap into that every day. We might through meditation, meditation is amazing. And I do recommend that as well. Just going to that still place. But I think that is in order to tap into our sweet spot, I think we really need to visit that. We really need to just ask those questions and take a few minutes out of every day, do a little bit of journaling, find your sweet spot, because I think that everyone has their genius, and I think you'd be really surprised at what kind of comes up for you. So, yeah.
Yay.
And I love what I do. So yeah, absolutely love it.
And I love what you do too.
So thanks so much for having me. This was a lot of fun.
You're welcome. And I'm sure we'll be doing more things together.
I hope so. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Okay. Take care. Bye.